right.
What's up?
Hello. Here we are again.
We meet
Second
again.
take.
Yeah.
I like this better. This stage is better.
What was the other time?
It was a full screen on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What terrible memory. Okay.
So,
Want to get into it already?
how was your week?
Uneventful.
That's good. Count yourself,
Yeah, it's
count
fine.
yourself blessed.
Yeah. It was a good holy week. Holy week. We
Yes.
did a new devotional starting Palm Sunday. It was nice. I really like it. I'll probably maybe post something to recommend it. I think I already did on my Instagram.
You did. I should put your Instagram on the page. That way people can follow you. Because
No,
I
that's
think
okay.
I only have the. Huh?
I said, no, that's okay. Excuse
You don't want people to follow you.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can get right into it. I think we
Yeah.
left off last Saturday. We said we were going to talk about growing up Seventh-day Adventist in Argentina.
Yep.
So let me just ask you, what is your fondest memory
When we
growing
were
up?
little,
Yeah, I mean, you can choose two, like if you have like two different memories at two different stages.
well, I do remember that we were very, very faithful going to church every Sabbath, right?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, when we were little, like we were like well, I don't remember so much when we were like in cradle roll, but like when you start getting in the preschool age, I remember I used to love going to Sabbath school. They would do the little songs, right? That you would do the whatever it's called. And I remember that I really, really liked that. Um,
Hmm.
what was not to like? I mean, you went there and you had all your little friends that you were growing up with. Um, and then once we started getting older, there was more activity for the youth. Like I remember campouts and stuff like that. What?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think my microphone and my headphone are working. Do you hear me well?
I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I think I can hear you through the computer and I'm supposed to hear you from my headphones.
Oh, you might have to select that on the computer options.
Hmm.
Don't ask me how to do that because I am technologically challenged. I'm lucky this worked. I don't know how it's working.
I just gotta probably go to my settings
Okay.
here because I plugged it in, but um, can you still see me?
It's like frozen, like a frozen image.
Oh, okay. There you go. But okay. I think I can hear you through my headphone now.
Okay. Check.
Check, check.
Okay.
Second take. I wonder if the audience or if it recorded. Probably, because I think it
Yeah,
was
'cause I can hear
receiving
you
through my
fine.
computer.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, uh, what you said, I pretty much resonate with. Trying to think. It. I looked forward to every Saturday because, I mean, it's like having instant built-in friends
Yeah.
no matter what. I mean, we lived in the town where we were born in for a long time.
Yeah.
But then when we started moving in our teens, we experienced, having to go to new places, but not feeling out of place because
Yeah, it was the
we had
same thing.
like instant friends and
Yeah.
everything was familiar because we
Same
would go to
type
church
of
every Saturday.
churches. Yeah, same liturgies, same everything.
Same
And
everything. And
yeah,
a bunch of kids to make friends with.
a lot more
So
kids.
yeah. So there was a little bit of a dichotomy because on the one hand, uh, you felt, or at least I did, like you belonged to something, and you had instant friends, and you felt part of something, of a group. But
Yeah.
then, on the other hand, we went to public school,
Yeah.
and we were kind of like the odd man out
Hmm.
because a lot of the cultural things that happened around us we wouldn't take part in because of our religion. So we kind of stick out a little bit.
I do
Um,
remember that.
a lot of things we couldn't participate in. Um, and some things I feel grateful that I was sheltered from because I'm trying to remember how old you were, but I got to go through like what would be equivalent of middle school here in public school.
Yeah.
And over there, it's not uncommon for kids to start like actually partying
Oh yeah, that
and
age.
drinking and stuff like that. And obviously
But
I didn't.
the thing is that you're talking about like in this town where we were born and raised, there wasn't Adventist education, right? So we went to public school. I
Yeah.
went to public school up until like seventh grade, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, seventh grade.
So
Because then
begin.
we moved to the other town where there was an Adventist school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's different. Like it's Adventist school. You don't feel like you're cut off from the world. Like all these
Mm-hmm.
people do and think the same way you do, and they do the same things.
Yeah.
But I did go through that stage in like later middle school and early high school where the kids were, even in the Adventist
Oh
schools,
yes.
the
See,
kids were already partying.
I
Like
didn't
it wasn't
experience that.
different.
But that
I
you
did
experienced that here in the States or in Argentina too.
in Argentina, La Villa,
Why can't I remember that? I don't remember kids partying.
because you probably hung out with like the goody goody kids, and not that I hung out with these kids. I didn't because
You
that
just
was
knew
even
about it.
more of a yeah. I just knew about it because you could see it,
Oh,
right?
um, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know here in the States, I know some wild
Oh
stories
yeah, here
about
was
the,
even more. It's
but
like it was. I feel like the churches we went to in our birth town,
mm-hmm,
they were very conservative, right?
mm-hmm,
Then when we moved to La Villa, it was a little less conservative, still pretty conservative,
yeah,
but not as much, right?
yeah,
And then when we came to the States, it was a lot less conservative,
a
especially
lot.
here. Yeah.
Don't say.
Don't say where. I
Don't
won't.
dox us. Internet etiquette. Um, keep getting messages. Sorry. We have some family that are traveling today. Okay. They've had some difficulties, but God has been watching their backs.
Yeah.
As always. Thank God. So just getting updates. Um, But yeah, in my experience, like what I experienced is that I was going to public school through middle school in Argentina, where in the town where we lived, where we were born,
Mm-hmm.
where the majority of the people were, I would say, non-majority were non-practicing Catholics, right? Like they were cultural Catholics. It wasn't like they would go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I pay much attention to that. I do know that the majority were Catholics.
Hmm.
Plus the town where we lived, they had a big what do you call it?
They had a
Uh,
sanctuary for a
sanctuary.
virgin apparition uh, that I think the story is some kid saw it in a field, and then they built a sanctuary there.
Yeah,
And
it's a beautiful place.
there was a pilgrimage in every September. I want to say like
Yeah,
23rd of September or something like that.
I don't
Around
remember
that
the.
date. And
I just
we
remember
live,
the town would get like super crowded.
well,
Like
we also
people would
lived,
come from everywhere
you
to
froze.
come see the.
We lived in like a main street that would go directly into the sanctuary.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
we were
realize
close
that.
to it.
We were close to it, and it was like a main street that would go directly to this place. And we would get like buses full of people that
Mm-hmm.
would come from
I
all
remember that.
over the world. And then people would make some money with that. I remember people would charge people to go to the bathroom in their house, charge them for the
Really?
toilet
I don't
paper.
remember. I just know that we had a store, like
Yeah,
a
we had a
little
store.
convenience store, so
It
that
would
was
get
like good
busy.
business day.
It would
Because
get
people would
busy,
stop
but
by
yeah.
and buy snacks and all and water and all that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and so
and
that
we
happened.
would people watch too. We would sit outside. I remember that.
Yeah, that was
It was
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Even though we never got to go to that place. I
yeah,
would like to go look at it at some point.
yeah. Like now as an adult, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they would have allowed us to go? Yeah.
Like our family.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember I went into the churches are like old churches, kind of cathedral style but smaller, right?
Yeah,
Um, they look kind of colonial, I want to say, and there's like
because
one in a
there was
square.
one in the in like another part of the town, right? If I remember
Yeah, by my
correctly,
school.
yeah, it was
By
like
my
another
school, like,
cathedral that was like beautiful too, small, but
yeah, I went to that one because they took us with school. We went to, what do they call it, mass,
hmm
or in Spanish would be misa.
hmm
And I don't
I
know
don't think
why,
I ever
but
went to.
I don't think schools over there like ask your parents, "Hey, can we go to this place?" They just take you. I don't know.
We didn't
Uh,
need a parental what's it called
permission
permission.
slip.
Yeah,
A permission slip. Yeah. So I went in there. I thought it was gorgeous, but it was very solemn. Very. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like what we experienced was that much less solemn than
yeah.
that. Because what do we do in church? We would just sing from the hymnal. Hymnal? How do you say that word?
Hymnal, I
Hymnal.
think
Yeah.
the
We just sing
hymn
that.
book. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was a lot quieter.
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to remember.
remember one time that we went to someone's like wedding at a Catholic church,
Mm-hmm.
and so like the person who married them did like a whole sermon, I guess you call it. I don't know if they call it that,
Mm-hmm. I think
and
so.
it was very Catholic, and I remember like, oh, this is weird. How are we here? But yeah, it
Mhm.
was family members getting married. So
Hmm.
yeah, but very much in we were in our Adventist bubble when we were little.
Mm-hmm.
That bubble was definitely thicker when we were little.
Thicker, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh.
like we were more apart
Insulated.
from the world or insulated. Yeah,
Insulated from the
yeah.
world.
I
And
remember having to say like, "Oh, I can't do that because, or I can go to your birthday party because it's Sabbath
it's
and it's
Saturday.
against my religion." I
Yeah.
remember having to respond that to these kids all the
How did
time.
you feel about that? Did you
I
have
think
like
it
a
was I was like, I don't know, because I was not very outgoing. So I think
Mhm.
even then as a child, I was glad to get out of things,
Really?
to be able to get out of things. So, but I'm sure there was like people, because I always had like very few, very close friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like those people, it was probably more of a big deal that I couldn't go. But
Yeah, you felt you were missing out.
yeah, like I think I was more like missing out on like field trips or like sports, because a lot of the kids' sports for the leagues would like be on Sabbath.
See, I
So you
didn't feel like
couldn't
I
stay.
missed out on any sports because it wasn't like I was gonna be participating in any sports.
Oh, but I liked sports.
Yeah,
I like sports, and I remember our younger brothers were also very much into sports,
yeah, they did
and
miss out
they couldn't be
on
part of it because of
soccer.
that.
Yeah, I felt a tinge of, I don't know, like embarrassment just
To
having
have to say that,
to have to say that, like,
yeah.
like I didn't have the words for it, but I was othering myself,
Hmm.
like I'm other than,
I
I
remember
don't
it
know, the
happened
odd
with
man out.
food also a lot. It would
Hmm.
happen with food, like they would bring little sandwiches with ham or something, and I would have to say, "Oh, I can't eat that because of my religion."
Hmm.
That was like the standard response.
We were faithful little children because it wasn't
We
like
were.
anybody was looking
We
at us.
were.
We could have been like, oh yeah, well, I'll eat it and I just won't say anything.
And I don't think I tried like ham or anything like that until like I was later like a teenager. Yeah.
I legit felt like I would be offending God if I ate it.
Yeah. You we learned that it was a sin, so you don't want to be a sinner, right?
Yeah.
So
So.
you start getting more like wanting to test the boundaries as you get older. But
Hmm.
if that's how you grow up, from very little that you're taught, don't do this, don't do that, then you're not going to
Hmm.
do it. Especially us. We were like so obedient. We were not like other kids that would
Yeah.
just rebel from the get go,
No.
right?
Well, I didn't do that until like much later in
Yeah,
life.
much, much later.
But yeah, growing up, I really liked, like you said, going to church, the camps.
Yeah.
All of our cousins were in it too,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of had another layer there of belonging, of um, friendship. Somebody
Yeah.
people we could be with every single weekend and do fun things.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
I
know
mean,
how
we
it.
still made friends at the schools. I remember you had
Yeah,
friends that were not
I
from
had
church.
friends, and it wasn't like our parents would be like, "Oh no, you can't hang out with them because they're not the same
No,
religion." No, we hang out with them.
yeah.
Yeah, most of the friends we had, I feel like our parents loved, like
Because
our next door neighbor.
yeah, because our parents taught us like all these like rules, but they weren't like super. I need to move this. They weren't super strict, right?
No,
I don't feel like they were ever like super strict.
no,
Like
no.
other parents would just go like hardcore. Like you couldn't talk to these people or
Yeah, I've heard
like
some
we were
things.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were lucky. We were not.
Like I feel like anything that they would want us to do, they would do themselves. So it was just like natural to us, like we were following their example. I
Yeah,
don't feel like it was much of a fight. Like we
no.
knew what. like clockwork. Friday, we were cleaning before sundown.
Yeah.
Friday night, we're
That's
having
another
dinner.
thing I
Hmm.
feel like I enjoyed a lot. Like
Yeah,
we had that
predictability.
like routine going, weekly routine where like
Hmm.
Saturday, Friday nights, ya empezaba, the Sabbath would start and we would hang out, just
Hmm.
us as a family.
Yeah, it was fun times.
And yeah, it was fun times. Remember, I used to get super
Silly.
funny, silly, and funny. I don't know why. Like
I
it was
think
my happy time.
it was your happy time. I think you were
Yeah,
just so happy to
Friday
be
nights.
done having to socialize at school that you knew next day.
Probably,
I think that's what it was. Like you were like so drained from socializing at school. It was so much on you because you're naturally not
probably.
wanting to be with people.
Yeah, but I
And
like being with my family.
yeah.
'Cause I remember it was like that till I was like an adult.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember you could say I moved out of the house when I was about 23. And that was
Didn't you move in
super,
with me?
yes. But that was super hard, like, because our parents went away, like, moved
Hmm.
to another state.
Yeah.
And I was missing that Friday night, you know, get together with the family.
Yeah, because at the time I wasn't going to church.
Yeah, you were like out.
I was out. I was though that was my what would I call it? My
You were
party.
married.
No, I was separated already. That's how come you moved in with me.
Oh, yeah. But I did live by myself for a little bit before you separated, and then I moved in with you.
Yeah, at the house that mom
Yes.
and dad left that were selling. They were
Yeah.
selling the house.
Yeah. So I stayed there until I sold the house, and then I
Mhm.
moved in with you.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Mhm.
Fun times.
Well, yeah, that era of my life wasn't so much fun. It looked fun on the outside, but up until I got married or like before like 1920, it was
Mhm.
fun. But then after that, it went downhill for me. But
It
that's
happens.
my own experience and my own it was my own doing. The rebellious child in me. But growing up, yeah, it was fun. Because it wasn't just Saturdays. Because Saturday we would like get up early. You had to be at church 9:30 in the morning
I
or
think so.
9.
That was like the universal time where Sabbath school would start.
And we definitely did do Sabbath school
Yeah.
because that's another difference from over there to here. Like I feel like here people felt like Sabbath school was optional. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people don't go to Sabbath school and then they go to just the sermon.
I know
And
I did that for a long time.
you did
And there
that.
was a point in time where I would just go to Sabbath school. Then we would leave. That was when I was like in the young adult age.
Yeah.
And I
Why did
remember
you
as
do
like
that?
the why? Because I was part of a nice like Sabbath school group where there was a lot of not so much debate. There wasn't really debate, but like I don't know. I
Participation,
feel
I
like
would
we
say.
had good talks about the
Mhm.
lessons and about what we were learning.
Mhm.
I mean, it's all Adventist stuff, but you know, I felt like I was learning a lot from that.
Mm. I may have visited said Sabbath school once, but I was the type that would go to just the sermon.
Just the second service, yeah,
This, yeah, the sermon. But in Argentina, it was like a package deal.
yeah.
It wasn't like it didn't feel optional. Like everybody went to Sabbath school and then went to the sermon.
Well, you probably could miss it, but you were going to be probably talked to or looked
Yeah.
at as a certain way.
Plus, it was a smaller
It was
congregation.
smaller, yeah, smaller congregation.
So it's not like you can just sneak out or sneak in. Everybody
They
would
would
see you.
definitely see you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
There was a time during our childhood where when our dad stopped going to church, I'm trying to remember how old we were. I know it's before we moved away from
I
our hometown.
was probably between the ages of 11 and 12,
You
like my
were
age. So you were like older,
15, 14, 15, 14
14,
maybe.
15.
Because I feel
And
like
it wasn't
15.
a long time. It was probably like maybe a year or two. I don't remember
I don't feel
exactly.
like it was 2 years. I feel like it was maybe a
It was
year or
less.
less.
Yeah.
And he got, what do you call it when they kick you? They erase you from the
Like
books.
removed. They removed from the records, right? From the roll.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
like
was removed.
you're excommunicated,
Mm-hmm.
you're not banned. You can still come to
Go.
church, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not part of the membership. Um, and then you do have a chance to, I don't know if they call it like re-education of some sort, and then you can get rebaptized. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing. You have to get baptized into the church every time that happens.
And I don't know if you remember this, but the way that I understood it, and I can't remember if it was like said to me or somehow I internalized that if you were not in the church book, you were not in the heavenly book
Oh yeah, you're not saved if you're not a member.
if you're not a member.
And that might have changed or might be different for different churches because there's different flavors of Adventism, especially
Hmm.
here in the US.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
not so
over
much in
there,
Argentina. I feel like in Argentina, it's just the same thing
same thing.
wherever you go. Like it's very
Very
cohesive.
fundamentalist.
Yeah. But here, like it's like you can pick and choose your
That's
flavor
that's why
of
you have to get
Adventism.
rebaptized. You have to
Hmm.
be rebaptized because that's how you're saved. You get baptized into the church and you become a member. That's how
Right.
you become a member.
So that's a requirement
Yeah, that's
for
a requirement.
salvation, I guess. That's another action that you have to do.
Another works.
Another works in
It's
order
very
to be
similar
saved.
to Roman Catholics, right? Because Roman Catholics, you have to be part of the Catholic Church, of Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, I didn't
Saved.
know that until recently, or I I didn't
Yeah,
know
I don't
that's
think I
how.
knew that either.
Mhm.
That's as of late, I've been like listening to more of like Christian apologists channels,
Mhm.
and so there's been a few like Catholic debates. I like to listen to all of them, like
Yeah.
Catholic, Mormons, Muslims.
Mhm. Yes. To learn.
I like to
Uh
learn.
but yeah, isn't it kind of ironic that I feel like the one religion or church that the Adventists have the most beef with, or them, or they like to talk the most about, like against them, is the Catholics,
The Roman Catholic
the
Church.
Roman Catholic Church,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of indoctrination that you go through to like see them as,
Aren't they
you know,
supposed to be like Babylon
direct
of the end
opposition.
time,
Yeah, Babylon, and like
right?
in direct opposition to the Adventist church, even if not now, in the future, according to the prophecies or the prophecy interpretation that the Adventist church has. The Catholic Church plays a big role in those prophecies, in, I should say, in the interpretations. So they kind of indoctrinate you to look at them like really harshly. And I feel like
I
now
don't think we ever did though, because we have family members that
we
are
didn't, because we had family
Catholics. We never
members,
did.
And
But yeah, I
and
they do say,
a lot of stuff that I would be that would be said to me or told in my own head, I'd be like, oh, that doesn't sound, it sounds dumb.
yeah. I don't think that
I
I
don't
ever
really
thought
think a
that
person
it
is
sounded
gonna go.
dumb. I
I
always
thought,
like took everything they taught me like as that was it. That's the truth. That's how
oh
I was
no,
as a
I
child.
just
Anything
thought
that they
like,
taught me, I
you're
never
gonna tell
questioned it.
me that somebody's gonna not go to heaven because they wear earrings? Like, I thought that was so dumb. Or it got to a point that even like the day, I'm like, the day of the week you go to church, I was like, so Jesus is God and he came and became flesh
Mm.
and died for us a death on the cross, spilled his blood, then rose back up in 3 days. He did all that, but somebody's gonna get lost because they go to church on Sundays. Like, to me, that made no sense.
I totally believed it. I never even questioned it. Never even crossed my mind to question it. Like to me, it was like, yeah, duh. Like you have to keep the Sabbath, otherwise you go to hell. You get marked 666.
I mean, it got to a point that I was like,
But you know what?
mm-hmm,
I don't feel like the whole dying on the cross and resurrected part
mm-hmm,
was ever like emphasized. I don't think it was. At least I don't remember. I remember saying, hearing, like, oh, we're saved because he came to save us. But how? Like, why did he need to die? Like,
mm,
that made no
well,
sense.
it was to start the justification, but we had to complete it,
Right.
basically.
I guess if you just listen to that just like that without having any Bible knowledge, yeah, you could just accept it. Like, you can just believe it because it doesn't sound, I don't know, it doesn't sound too wild. But
So
once you read the Bible, you're
mhm.
like, that's not on there.
I understood that the theology was such that if you knew or understood that the Sabbath was the seal of the remnant of God's people in the end, and then you willfully stopped keeping the Sabbath, then you get lost. So in my immature head, I'd be like, okay, then stop telling people. Because if they don't know, that won't be an issue for them.
I think part of what they teach, though, is that there will be a point where everyone will know. And that's when, like, Catholics and Protestants, or whoever does the Sunday worships, would have to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
And those who would choose to stay with the Sunday, they would get marked. That
Yeah,
would be
but
the
what
mark.
about all the people before that that wouldn't make it in
Right,
the
those would
flesh?
be saved according to what they knew.
You're right. So in my head, I was like, then don't tell people because then you're putting a stumbling block on their way. Like, don't don't tell them because then if they have a bigger chance.
Yeah,
Those
sounds
are the things I
reasonable.
thought.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
makes sense to me.
I had little internal, what do you call that? When you're just like, you question little things, but then you're like, oh, it's not that big a deal. You
I
let
don't
it
know what
go.
you call it, but I didn't really have much of that. I
Yeah.
just believed everything I was taught,
Yeah. I guess I was more, I was always a little bit more rebellious.
which is weird because you're the oldest.
Yeah. I
You're
think,
supposed to be the rule follower
yes.
and
I
me the
think
rule breaker.
we got the birth order wrong.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
were supposed to come out first. I'm convinced of that. If that theory is right. Otherwise, we're just the exception to the rule.
Yeah. So what else?
Um, I'm trying to think. So that was what I remembered from growing up in our hometown, where the society was mostly Catholic.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like the odd man out. But then we moved to a small town in another state in Argentina, state or province, we call it province, um, where the entire town kind of revolved around the Seventh-day Adventist University,
Yeah.
and there was a sanatorium too, so like a health system or a health
Health center. Yeah.
hospital, a health center and a hospital. Um, and there was also a an academy, like a high school, and also there was like a elementary school too, right? Like
Yeah. It was all the way from kindergarten
all
to
the way
university.
to university. And there, I kind of felt more of an outsider for some
Really?
reason. Yes,
It's probably because we weren't like third, fourth, fifth generation Adventist.
pastor
Everyone
kid
there
or
was like a celebrity Adventist, right? In
mm,
South
yeah.
America.
hmm
Yeah. So yeah, probably
It felt
because
more clicky.
our parents converted
hmm
into their families used to be Roman Catholics,
hmm
and then they converted. I mean, mom was a child.
Well, she went through communion.
Really? I thought she
Yeah.
was like 7. Well, I don't know what time, what age they do that stuff.
She wasn't so much a child, more like a teenager, I feel like,
You
or
think so?
preteen.
I remember age 7. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Yes,
I
I
don't know
just
what.
remember her communion picture, so I know that she went through communion.
Oh, but I think she was already going to the Adventist church. But the communion thing was some sort of condition that someone, maybe her mom or dad, put on
Mm.
her. Remember that?
Yeah,
She
I
did say something like that.
something like
I
that.
wish
So
we
it
knew
was.
more. Maybe we should have had a talk with them first. And I
It's okay.
think
One day we'll.
Puppy was like an older, like a teenager, but like older, almost an adult,
hmm
right? That happened
Yes.
when he
So what I
converted.
remember about their stories is that from mom's side, it was her sister, our aunt, that converted first,
Yeah, because she
along with
married.
her. No, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they both
Oh,
kind
I
of
thought they were
converted at the
married
same
already.
time. No.
Oh, okay.
So they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I think I don't remember how they converted or how they came about, but they converted first, and then she started taking her younger sister, who is probably like our mom. She's probably like 6 or 7 years, 6 or 7 years younger than her,
Was, yeah.
and she started taking her to church to like the church activities, and mom started wanting to participate more and more, and that's where the condition came that she could get baptized, but she had to continue going to both, right? The Catholic Church and the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Something like that.
And then somehow, I don't know the story of how her parents, our grandparents, converted also. And they were lifelong Catholics.
Yeah. But then
But
once they converted, they were very much
they were super duper
very Adventist.
SDA.
Yeah, very Adventist.
Very Adventist. And
I
very
remember
much.
staying over at our grandparents' house on the weekend, and they would. Abuelo was like the head deacon or something like that, so he had to go and open the church. And
hmm
I remember leaving the house when it was still dark out to get to church,
yeah.
and then he would open the church, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever to get up
And
so early, sleep over at their house, and then we would wake up super early and then go to
go.
open the church.
hmm And they
Fun
didn't
times.
drive, so it was like walking.
Was walking.
It was walking several blocks.
Yeah.
I want to say at least 10, 15 blocks. They're, I think, they average 100 meter each block.
Hmm.
So that's quite a bit of walking.
Sorry, I am having allergies.
But yeah, you know, when Dad stopped going, I remember I remember well, Mom didn't want to go. It wasn't like she was out of the church or she wanted to stop going to church, but she didn't want to go without him.
Really? I don't
And
remember that.
she was
I
having a
remember
really,
going without him.
you remember? At some points she wasn't going. I remember
Really?
Saturdays going by myself, like walking all the way from our house to church, which was
I
quite a
don't remember
bit
that
by
at all. I
myself.
must have blocked it from my memory because
I
I don't
think you
remember
did.
much about that time.
Yeah. So I went more than a few times by myself because there were times Mom didn't want to go, and I mean I get it because it was her whole life was, I feel like, being a Seventh-day Adventist, other than being a mom and um a wife
Yeah.
and having a marriage that um you keep close to
Yeah.
God,
She
and
was.
to them keeping it close to God is like being a Seventh-day Adventist together.
Yeah, she was very convinced. Very convinced
Yeah. So
or convicted. How do you say that?
convicted
She was convinced too.
and convinced. So yeah, that was rough on her. I remember she was going through it. But I ended up attending because it was like Saturday mornings, and then Saturday, it was a whole day affair. It
Yeah.
was Saturday morning, then you would go home to eat your lunch. Um, Sometimes, with your own family, sometimes multiple families, or with your extended family.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. And then we would go back to church for the youth events.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
So the
remember that.
youth events, and after we would have that, there was like a get
A social.
together, a
Yeah,
social.
social.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would
every
have
single
pizza.
Saturday.
I remember
That
that
was fun.
pizza they would sell. It was so yummy. Yeah, I
Yeah, they would
remember
have
that.
pizza and play volleyball. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Play volleyball. And sometimes we would go for walks or whatever, or go to the
The
park,
park. Yeah, I remember
uh
that.
go to the kiosco and buy
Like candy.
a candy. I still have dreams about that, by the way.
Really?
Yes, it's so random. Dreams about going to the kiosco and getting alfajores.
Why?
I don't know.
I remember
It's,
the place though. I
it was
still
like
like
a nice,
it's in my mind.
it's like a nice childhood memory. We'd
Yeah.
like to get those popsicles. They're like the big popsicles like that, and the lollipops. Yeah, and we would go to the park. That's when we were little, and we weren't taking part in the volleyball playing because that's for like older kids. But we
Yeah.
would play with our friends like all around outside the church,
Running around. I remember that.
running around, going to the park, going here, going there. I remember one time that people decided to go walk to go get ice cream. And I think it was the first time Mom and Dad said yes that we could go, and they weren't going. I don't
I
know if
don't
you
remember.
went, but it was just or it was just me. I was like a teenager already. That was fun. We
I
went and
don't
got
even
ice cream.
remember.
It's like
I just
little things.
remember we would just have fun like
Yeah.
around the town and
And then the next day, it was like a family day. because we would get together with mom's family
Oh yeah,
mostly,
with our family. Yeah, we would
and we
have
would.
lunch,
Hmm.
pasta, very Italian.
Very Argentine Italian
Yeah,
pasta or meat.
and they would watch. They would watch soccer or something.
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah,
Hmm. And sometimes we would go to, in the summer, we would go to this, like, what would you call it? It
like
was
a
like
campground
a campground. You had to pay to get in,
by
and
the river. Yeah,
hmm
and they would do
and
fishing and stuff like that.
we would go fishing.
I was
Or
actually looking at Google Earth the other day with the girls, and I was
to
showing them,
see. Oh yeah.
look, El Camping La Wong. We used to go here like every Sunday. Yeah, I was showing them.
Yeah. That was so much fun. We would go with our cousins. We were pretty close with our cousins. Like we were with them every weekend pretty much.
Yeah,
Um and then there was another one that had a pool. That one was cool.
yeah, I do
We
remember that one too,
we didn't go to that one as much.
because it was further. This
Mhm.
one was more like in town, closer to us
Mhm.
than the other one.
Yeah, so a lot of memories were made there.
Yeah,
Some fun, some dramatic.
dramatic.
Like when our cousins were fishing, our boy cousins were fishing, and I decided to approach them. And
Oh,
right
I
as
think I
I'm
remember.
approaching them,
You
one
got
of them
hooked
like did the real and hooked me on my
on your leg,
thigh.
right? On your
Yeah,
thigh.
I still have the scar for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was really in there. They had to yank it out. Sorry. Um, so that
I don't
was,
remember that
oh,
part. I
I
remember
would
you crying and stuff, but
and then
I
I
probably
couldn't get
just
in.
walked away because I didn't want to see that.
I think what bummed me out the most was that I couldn't go back in the water because it could get
But
infected. So,
yeah, the water was questionable.
yeah, I wouldn't get in it now.
No.
We didn't care. We just,
Yeah.
everybody was in it. So, yeah, I mean, all in all, a really fun,
Good childhood. Yeah.
good childhood with good parents. Like, we were sheltered from a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, how did you feel about like the uniqueness of Adventism? Like the what was your conception of
Well, you
yourself
feel
as
like
an
you're
Adventist when
in
you were a kid?
Adventism.
Like your conception of yourself as a Seventh-day Adventist when you were a child.
I used to think that I was so lucky to have been born in the one true church. Like, legit. Like, oh, we're so lucky. Like, people are born and they're like in these
Yes.
religions that are false. And we're like,
There's definitely this sense of like being right that is instilled in you. Like,
yeah,
oh, we're right about so many
the
things,
truth. We have the truth.
and look at all these people. Like, we have to help them,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
there was a lot of pride there. I think some of it, still trying to work some of it out.
I think that's the problem. That's the hardest part to, tear down is that pride because you feel like you're part of this
Elite
community and
group.
like your identity is like entrenched in that. And so it gives you that protection of the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard to like humble someone that's protected by the community mentality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's
That's true.
what we need. We need to humble ourselves so that we're convicted that we need
Yeah.
Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's so hard for people who are in religious systems like that, like, LDS and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. I was judgmental at times, especially of the kids that were like the kids and the parents. in my school, in public school, I was like, look at these kids. They're already like drinking and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky my parents are like, don't let me do that stuff, or like they protect me from all that. Like I would look at them like that.
Really?
Hmm. When we moved to out of our hometown, the kids from my school, because I mean, I got along well with them. Like all that stuff was in my head. It's not like I was saying it to them. I was being judgmental in my head.
You were being
Like
fake.
fake. No, I liked them. I just didn't like that they were doing that stuff because I knew that it was bad for them. I mean, that's not a lie that it was
Oh
bad
yeah,
for
for
them, but I
sure.
was also feeling superior. That's the
Yeah.
bad part, right?
You attributed that your healthy life choices to Adventism,
Hmm.
which in a way it was thanks to that,
Yeah,
right? But it doesn't mean that people who are not Adventists
yeah.
don't make good life choices because that's not
Like
true.
I feel like there were other sins that we like to partake in, like being judgmental, gossipy,
And prideful.
prideful. So
Yeah.
they're just different sins. I say that the enemy has different traps for different people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because we're within a system, a religious system, we think that we're safe from the traps, but
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
He will set other traps for you, you know.
For sure.
So there was pride. I knew like so many of the Bible stories, so I would tell the kids around me the stories, and I felt so important. I was like, look at me, these kids don't know any Bible
That's all
stories.
we knew, though. It was just
Yes.
Bible stories that had no connection to what it
Yeah.
actually was supposed to be pointing to, which was the
Mhm.
gospel.
Yeah.
That's all we knew. Just Bible stories that showed us these moral examples that we were supposed to follow,
Right.
right?
So today
Yeah.
I read the half of the story of Samson again because he was in what was in my chronological Bible
Yes,
schedule for
I read the
today.
same one today.
So I read that, it's half of it, and then I started thinking how like in my childhood conception, what we focused on was his habits as a Nazarene. Is that how you say
Nazarite.
Nazarite? Like the not drinking. A lot about the not
Mm.
drinking.
Yeah, no alcohol, no.
Hmm.
Which I think he did all of the things that he wasn't supposed,
Yeah,
like all
he
the
was.
rules for a Nazarite. Nazarite,
Yes,
he broke,
yes,
including the touching carcasses and
yes. Every
all of
single
it.
rule that was
Yeah,
imposed on him.
but of course we weren't told those things when we were little,
No,
which it makes sense
or
because you're a
older either.
child still.
I don't think
Like,
we focused on that when we were older, like in the lessons either.
yeah,
We
I don't
focused a lot
remember.
on what Delilah did and the Philistines did, but
Yeah,
we didn't
they
really,
were the bad people. Yeah,
mhm, didn't really focus on how Samson was a rebellious man that God chose, and he still used them to do his will.
hmm,
And he does that. Like he
yeah,
uses very flawed people and sometimes rebellious people, because to me rebellious is like when you're blatant in your sinning,
stubborn. Yeah,
stubborn, blatant, and proud.
yeah.
um it's not just like a lot of us, or we all like sin, but there's people that also on top of that are proud of doing it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or like unrepentant, or I don't know.
they're not grieved by their sin. Yeah.
Hmm. And he still used them. He did what he needed to do, what he was gonna do. Like God's will is not gonna be frustrated by our actions.
Mhm. I can think of so many stories like that.
Mhm.
Like King Jeroboam, who wasn't in the line to be king.
Mhm.
He was a servant, and then God said, "Hey, I'm gonna do these things. You're gonna
Mhm.
fight against the other two tribes. No, 10 tribes. He was in the two tribes,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna give you all these things." And then he still was like setting up altars to other gods. And you're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so we let's move on to like when we got here to the
Yes.
States.
Hey, let's pick up the pace because it's already
Yeah.
56 minutes.
Oh my goodness, we've been talking for so long. This is what we do. Now we're just
Yeah.
inflicting this on you guys. We just talk about
Everything under the sun.
everything. And sometimes we don't talk. Sometimes we just FaceTime and
While we're
we
cooking.
just listen to each other deal with our own kids.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes a lot of the times the kids take over the phones.
Oh, the phone. And then they take away the phone.
Yes. Hmm.
And then I'll hear Isla fighting with Guy. Guy doesn't let me talk with Marco.
And then Marco comes like, Mom, they're fighting. Fighting. I think we should hang up.
Like, when are they
It's
not
too
fighting?
funny. Yeah.
All right. So,
So when we
okay.
came
So
here,
we
like
moved to the US.
to the US, um, I was in my late teens and you were like early teens, right?
The thing is that we first lived in Utah for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that was definitely a different experience than it was
Oh
here.
goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
With our
So,
friends,
but
the
like
LDS.
everywhere we went, we had like a automatic community in the
Mm-hmm.
church.
Yeah.
So
Like right away. Like you
right
get
away,
there
yeah.
and Saturday you're at church and like
Same
Saturday
type
night
of services. Yeah.
you're doing the activities with the youth and
Yeah.
then
It's
going out
quite
to eat or
universal.
something. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. The only thing is that when we were in Utah, the we went to the Spanish church, and that was in the afternoon, was it? If I remember correctly, our service was in the afternoon because it was
Oh
after
yeah.
the
Oh,
English.
it was
It
the
was in
same
the
church,
same
and they
church,
had
and
two
we had the Spanish.
services, one for English, one for Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what was different, but then also um even within Latin American culture, like there's like different flavors of it, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
So the majority of the congregation there was Central American.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have their own, ways of doing things. We're probably the few South Americans. It was us, our relatives, and
There are
some
a few other
a
South
couple
American.
other girls that had come from the same town, the same Seventh-day Adventist town we came from. And
Yeah.
we didn't know them when we lived in Argentina. We got to know
Oh
them
yeah.
there
Yeah.
because they were a little older. I feel like, no, maybe just a couple years.
I have no idea.
You don't
Probably.
remember? Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so that was a different culture. Great food. The potlucks
Oh
were
yeah,
amazing.
for sure. That's where I got my love for Mexican food.
So good.
For sure.
It was so good.
uh, and that was when I was going to public school during that time. It was only 3 years,
Hmm.
and I remember I became friends with a few Mexicans, and they did that whole thing that I think they like to do with like South America, where they give you something that's like super
Super
spicy,
spicy.
out of this world spicy.
That's funny.
And I remember they did that to me. It was still fun.
Yeah.
And also later I got used to eating spicy, so now I eat spicy food.
Yeah, I love spicy food. I love Mexican food. I think it's one of the best
The best ones, yeah. That and Indian food.
cuisines. Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about food.
Yeah. Let's get off the food subject. But yeah, it was definitely very conservative.
Yep.
A very conservative congregation. Um, Hymnals. I don't think we had any of those praise and worship.
No, it's just like a and piano and the organ, and that's it.
That's it. And kind of follow the same structure as in South America.
Yeah.
Um, as we got older, um, we were the subject of some conversations our mom has had to have with them as far as clothing. Even though I don't
Oh,
think we were
like the
dressing,
skirts were like touching our knee, but not low enough.
I'm pretty sure my skirts were like lower than my knees because I never liked my knees.
I just remember that
Yeah,
they
but I
had
did.
complaints.
I did get the great idea of piercing my ears.
You did that over there?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
I didn't
18.
do that until I was here in Florida.
Yeah,
I
I did
mean,
in Neptune.
yeah,
um,
I didn't do that until I was like 18 also.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that
So
was a big
rebellious.
no-no. That was a big no-no in that church, that Hispanic
Yeah,
church.
over
So
there for sure. Over here, much more common, I could
yeah,
say. Yeah,
yeah,
much more
but
common.
yeah, that was a big no-no. And like the clothing, I don't know. I don't feel like it was. I didn't have any like anything showing, and
We've
they were
never
long enough.
been the type to dress like provocative at all.
Well,
I never.
not
Well,
you. I mean,
I'm
me myself.
discounting the party
Era,
ages,
the
which
party
we
ages. Yeah,
both went through that, right?
yeah,
We
kind.
both went through that. But
But yeah,
aside from that,
like before
we
that
were always very, yeah.
church. But yeah, that was. I'm sure that was annoying for mom, but she just took it in stride. Like she never told us anything about it until like
Mm.
now when we're grown up.
I
I don't
remember
think
Puppy saying something about my hoop. I would wear these like hoops here.
hoop earrings.
Yeah, but I don't think he cared.
They're
We came to tell
like,
him
oh, they
something,
told
and
me
he was
about.
like, whatever. Yeah, I don't think he cared.
Yeah.
He wasn't 100% convinced, like ever.
Well, with that stuff, no.
Yeah, he
I feel like
wasn't.
he was always convinced with God.
Yes, he was that, but he was always kind of just following. Like he didn't say anything to not create confrontation with mom, because mom was very much, not that she
Yeah,
was strict, but she was much
she
more
was more
faithful.
into Ellen G. White.
LNGY.
And dun dun dun.
Yeah, I remember she used to have all the books and stuff, and
Mm,
she would talk about them, especially with the health thing. She was very much into that,
hmm.
the health reform.
She would go through phases, I think, because that's the other thing. Like I feel like a lot of the writings from Ellen G. White, like, people in Argentina really adhere to, except for the
What for
meat,
the
except
meat
for the
part,
meat part,
like
because
red
it's such
meat?
a
Yeah,
cultural thing to eat red meat over there, and
like
the
beef,
caffeine thing.
cow. Yeah,
The caffeine
the
thing.
caffeine thing, but because It's
because of
not really
mate.
caffeine, it's the mate.
Yeah, I mean, but it has a lot of caffeine. Like
Yeah.
to the point I stayed in the I when in the transition to the United States, I stayed behind for a little while, so I stayed in the dorms. Um and you were not allowed to even bring in like a bottle of
Coke,
Coke or
Coca-Cola.
Pepsi or anything like that into the premises. But people would hide drinking mate. Like
Oh yeah,
we
for
would
sure.
hide it in the room. And one time my room was like the corner room that all the girls would come like after they did their homework or whatever, and they just stayed up all night talking, which
All
sometimes
night?
yeah, sometimes I'd be like, okay, I want to sleep. um but
They didn't check on you guys?
yeah, they would do room checks, and it was okay as long as we weren't being too rowdy. But one time we decided to drink some mate, and we were like, passing it around, and the hall monitor walked in, and she legit acted like she didn't see us, because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure she was doing the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
so so yeah, all of the things that Ellen said were very much paid attention to, except for the red meat thing and the caffeine thing when it came
Not
to
that
mate.
not that no one follows her to the T in Argentina, because
Oh
we know
yeah, there's
some
some. There's
like
some, but
people
they're
who
not
are
the majority.
faith. Yeah, they're not the majority.
Mm-mm. Like the
Some people are
institutions, yeah,
faithful.
like the
Yeah.
dorm over there, the cafeteria was all
Oh, it's
vegetarian,
all vegetarian. Yeah.
but yeah, in general, the culture. So that's why I feel like mom, like she went through phases, but it wasn't like she stuck to it all the time.
Yeah, but she didn't like make us follow her diets.
Mm-mm.
It's more like a suggestion. Like she never, and we never got
I
on
did
the
it.
bandwagon.
I did it for like 2 years. When we were
Really, two
already in,
years?
yeah, when we lived in Utah.
Oh, I did it for like 3 months.
I feel like vegetarian is a lot more doable than vegan. I tried vegan, I only lasted for like a couple months.
Yeah, like it's insane. You need your protein, bro.
Yeah, I need it. It doesn't agree with me. I feel
Protein?
like some people, huh? No, like the vegan thing.
Oh yeah, the vegan. No, it's
I feel
not
like
like you. I don't think it's good for people to be vegans.
no, in
I
general,
mean,
no.
that's I don't know much about it, so I can't really.
Yeah, but
But
I can
personally,
understand people having like certain restrictions in their diet. Like for some people, it agrees with them more, but I don't think it's like universal where like everybody can do that. I know my body does not like it.
no.
Mm-mm.
The things that animal protein is the most readily available to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you absorb it better than,
Yeah.
and then any protein you might be able to get from vegetables or like it's not the same thing. It's not the same amount. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
same. But no, but whatever.
I mean, I enjoyed being vegetarian for a while, but then I missed the red meat a lot. But when we worked in the system, they had a vegetarian cafeteria, and that food was
Oh yeah,
bomb.
that food was nice. Like the cook, whoever is the head
Whoever's
cook
cooking
there,
that,
they know what they're doing.
yeah,
It's like
it was
I
really good.
never had such a like so much option for vegetarian like menu, and everything was like delicious.
Hmm.
Everything
Yeah.
like it was the Central American touch.
What did you say?
It was the Central American touch because I think the cook was Puerto Rican, like the head cook.
Oh, yeah, it was so
Puerto
good.
Rican or Dominican?
I thought he was Colombian.
No, I
No?
don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're in the East Coast now, right? So
Mhm.
we moved to the East Coast, and it was much different. Like there was a band playing most Sabbaths, live music. It wasn't like always from the hymnal, more praise and worship.
Yeah, drum
Uh,
sets.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I do remember it being like a
yeah. At first, yeah,
contentious point at first. They would have the drum set. Um,
because at
like,
first the church didn't have a drum set. Remember when the church was in the other building?
mhm,
Because they had a different address at first, and they didn't have a drum set.
mhm,
But then they started like incorporating it, and then now when they moved to the other one, they had a drum set
mhm.
area where they would have it.
It was a much bigger church too.
Yeah,
Like a lot more people. The it was also a Spanish speaking church,
Spanish,
but
but probably the least conservative of all the Spanish-speaking churches around,
mhm,
right?
yeah, demographics I would say Caribbean a lot, like
Yeah,
Cuban, Puerto Rican,
a lot of South Americans too,
a lot of
Venezuelan,
South America.
a
Yeah,
lot of
a lot of South American, the
so
Central
more
American.
variety
The
of
Central American
ethnicity.
was the minimum. I don't think there were that many.
I'm sure there's plenty. I'm pretty sure it's like very balanced.
Hmm.
But again, they're not so conservative.
Yeah.
And if you want it to be, because I know that there were issues, right, with the
Hmm.
conservative side, and most of those people left. They went somewhere else to some other church because there's a lot of churches around in that area.
Hmm. Yeah, that was refreshing too for me because we were coming from Utah where like the majority of the people are LDS. So Seventh-day Adventist churches, Spanish
We're small,
speaking,
yeah,
yeah, they were smaller.
very
Not
very
that many
small.
people were Spanish, which I think influenced a little bit the move to Florida because our parents, I feel like they wanted us to have options to marry within the church.
Yeah,
Because we were picking up some boyfriends that they didn't approve of for good reasons.
I don't
um,
know why they're like probably nicer than the boyfriends they had here
they're
in
nice
the
kids,
Adventist
though.
church.
They're nice boys, but my boyfriend was an atheist.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so that was not a wise choice.
that's so stupid though. Like you have to have more faith to be an atheist. Like that one book
Hmm.
by Frank Turek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah. So I think that probably because that's what parents do. We do the best what we think is best for our children.
what I
So,
did. Yeah.
hmm so I think part of moving to Florida was that they didn't want us to like they were seeing some people like get LDS boyfriends or girlfriends and leave the
Oh yeah,
Adventist church and become LDS, and they didn't want that.
yeah. That's true. That did happen.
Hmm. Hmm. So that's why we moved here, or to the East Coast, I should say. Um, and you you kept going consistently to church, right? Up until recently, I would say.
Well, yes, up until COVID. So there was like a period of time where I was already married, but we didn't have kids.
Yeah.
And we would kind of skip here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once we had kids, we're like, okay, now we have to like
Be
really go
consistent.
take
Mm-hmm.
take our kids, whatever. And then COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
COVID is what kind of put that separation again between us and the church. Right, because the churches were closed for a while. They weren't closed for as long as other states, because here pretty much everything reopened quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But they still had a bunch of rules in the church. Like they had you sitting separate, like you had to leave space and stuff like that. And I think I only went to like uh, service during that time one time, and then I was like, "Ah, this is crazy. I don't like it." So we kind of stopped going, and that was sad because, and really, we were going to a different church that was like half in Spanish, half in English.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the downtown, and then that one closed because it was a smaller church. But then the other one reopened, I think, sooner, like for Sabbath school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened. I didn't like it as much, so it kind of put that separation. And then after that, probably 2020, I think 2021 was a very difficult year for me, like work wise and kids health wise. And then basically my whole family moved away,
Well, we
right?
moved.
2021
I thought it was end of 2020. So yeah, basically
was, yeah,
beginning of
2020,
2021.
2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember back what happened. Um, yeah, so that was a difficult year. And by like 2022, I think it's when our parents left the church,
Well,
right?
I I don't even know if I should say that I left because I wasn't going consistently
Hmm.
and I had left the church before. So I started kind of like the exit and then they shortly after. I was praying about it too. I was praying for them and I was like, "Oh, Lord, you listen so quickly." Cuz it was pretty quick after I started like my
Saying stuff
just realizing a lot of the teachings were not in the Bible.
because you listened to that one group, right? Or no?
Love
I can't
reality.
remember. Love
Well, I
reality.
guess we should probably backtrack a little bit through my story a little bit more
Okay.
because mine
Dale.
was a little bit more choppy than yours. I was the rebellious child. Again, wrong birth order. Um, but when we moved from
Utah.
Utah, you guys moved, and again, I stayed behind. You
That's
guys
right. I
moved
forgot about that.
first. I was doing
Hmm.
school when I was finishing up, and I had that one boyfriend, and then we broke up. But I feel like when you guys left, I wasn't really going to church.
You were?
I don't
But
feel
your
like I
friends
was.
were very, very Adventist,
Yeah,
weren't they?
I don't feel like I was going consistently. I can't remember.
But you still consider yourself
Yeah, I still
very much a member.
in my head consider myself Adventist, but like a faulty, like not a
Yeah.
good one,
Yeah.
not a good Adventist because I had a boyfriend that was not from the church and all that. Um, but I didn't last there very long. Then I moved here and I started going to church again consistently here
Okay.
to the East Coast. Um, and that was 2000. early 2000s, right?
We
Long,
moved
long
here.
time ago.
I moved here 2003.
Yeah, I think it's
I think you moved
2004.
2004 because
May. It was your graduation.
it was my for my graduation.
Mm-hmm.
You just
So,
aged us.
mhm. Your
Uh,
elementary school graduation. Just kidding.
sure.
um, so yeah, I started going back consistently, trying to be a good Adventist little girl. um, but constantly feeling like I didn't measure up to it. Like the requirements were too high
But
for
that's a
me.
normal feeling
Yeah,
because I felt that too. Even
yeah,
though I was very convinced, I still felt like I failed. I couldn't, you know, keep the law perfectly
yeah,
because no one can.
yeah.
But yeah,
I even felt like I wasn't like um there was this like thing in my head like no like Adventist guy is gonna want to marry me. I'm not like the picture perfect Adventist girl that they would look for.
yeah,
So I met
I'm cold.
I met somebody in that was like kind of like in our friend group, and I married him on a whim.
Oh yeah, that
You
was
forgot.
wild.
That was wild. I didn't tell anybody. I don't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to,
You were
like,
young and stupid.
young and dumb in my head, like, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's fine. I just want to grow up and I want to be my own person. And I didn't
You didn't
know.
want to be back in the house. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why, because I was like, I'm fine here. I'm chilling. Don't kick me out, please.
Don't kick me. Yeah, I just wanted to be independent and have like my own life.
Yeah. You didn't want rules or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to be fair, they probably have more rules for you than the rest of us. That's normally how it goes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I think it's a lot like your own expectations of like yourself. Like
Mm.
as maybe that's where my birth order comes in. Like you,
You expect it too much from
you
yourself.
expect a lot from yourself, and you feel like you fall short all the time. Like that
Yeah.
perfectionism. Um. So yeah, I did that. That
But you were
was
still going to church,
yeah. We
right?
were
Or
going to
no?
church. Yeah, I met him at church. So
Yeah.
technically, he was an Adventist boy. So
Yeah. He's.
we were in the clear. You can't tell me because that was a big thing, right?
Oh,
Growing
yeah,
up,
for
it was
sure.
instilled in us that we had to marry within the religion
Yeah.
because
You couldn't be unequally yoked.
and equally yoked.
They
Yeah.
said that a lot.
So I was like, well, I was told to marry within the church. That's what I did. I mean, nobody said that it had to be a good Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, that I mean, not talking about him in a bad way or anything, but
No.
he he
Nice guy.
was he was a little rebellious too.
Yeah.
So
And
that
then what happened?
didn't last long. Probably a few years,
Yeah.
and then we separated. Surprise, surprise. Um,
And then you left the church, or
and then I left the church.
but it wasn't like a definite left.
Yeah, I would go
It
here
was
and there. I would go, but like in my head, I wasn't in it. Like I would go to see my friends because I still
really
had
you didn't think you were an Adventist.
like I consider myself like a cultural Adventist,
Okay,
but I just didn't belong because I didn't measure up, and now even
okay,
less because I was like,
partying
get
and stuff.
well, getting a divorce.
Oh, that too. That's right.
Yeah, I was getting a divorce, and that's a big no-no. Like I grew up thinking that's a no. I mean, it should be a no. I still believe that now, but
Yeah, it should be a no anywhere,
it should be a
everywhere.
no anywhere and
But
everywhere.
it's very common,
But it's
even in
very
the
common.
church, and even in the SDA church is very common.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But I just felt like, I believe in God. I still love him. I just don't think I will measure up for him. Like I will not. I was kind of
Yeah, I
like
remember thinking stuff like that too.
I was kind of giving up. And so
And
I
you know
started
what gave me the like eased my mind is the
mm,
fact that we didn't believe in hell. We believed in annihilation.
mm,
So I was like, at least we're just gonna be destroyed and you know whatever.
yeah,
That's the punishment. And then we won't know anything because we won't exist,
right.
right? So that was my consolation because I was like, there's no way I'll make it. I you know at least I know that. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hmm. So I started my party era, and my very self-destructive era, I would say. It was self-destructive. I was really, really sad.
Really?
Like, yeah, you wouldn't know.
I didn't know.
It looked I looked very happy, just partying and having friends. I mean, I met
Yeah.
some.
Plus, I party with the
Yeah.
Adventist kids.
What?
I only party with Adventist kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not me. I met other people.
Yeah, you were outside.
I was out, and just having fun. It just when I got to slow down and look back on it, I realized I was just like trying to what do you call it?
Cope.
Cope, but kind of like fill myself with a lot of noise so that I wouldn't have to think,
Oh, yeah.
you know? Like occupy myself all the time. Like I was never home, and I just didn't want to think about life. Cuz I felt like a failure, you
So I
know?
heard something.
Oh.
Then what happened?
And what happened? I kept going like that for like a couple years, I would say. Like I said, I would still go to church some every once in a while, but it was
Yeah.
mostly because I had you guys like and the friends
You still have friends.
that I still had my friends and I love my friends. So I know I had two groups of friends. I had like my church friends and I had my party friends.
Oh,
That
yeah.
those people I don't think they knew me at all. Like they just knew the party crazy me
Yeah.
that just like to have fun, and that's it. Like they knew nothing of how I was before that, and nothing of now, like how I am.
Now they're going to know.
Now they're gonna know. Like that was a phase, and it was like like a persona I feel like I put on, like the partying persona.
So how did you get out of that?
I met my husband, and I gradually got out of that just because we are homebodies and don't like. You got somebody there?
Yeah. It's
Who's
okay.
it? Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Can
so
you
I
not hear?
yeah, I can hear
Oh, okay.
you. I met my now husband, and we were both in pretty bad states, like mentally. Like I was separated, getting divorced. Like it took me a few years to do it officially, but and he was in the same situation, and he had children.
Hmm.
So that slows you down too. So at first we're like still kind of have fun party together, but he's more of a homebody. So that gradually faded away.
Hmm.
And then I met the kids, and it was more of a family oriented thing. I still, like, I feel like I had, um I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic or anything, but it just maybe like a dependency.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, compared to like before, and even now, like, I don't drink anything,
Yeah.
but I used to at that time. And then gradually started moving on from that too. And before we got married, when we were just together, we started going to church. Like, I somehow convinced them to go to the Seventh-day Adventist church with me, but we would go to like the very liberal church, like the one they just did the sermon.
Oh, yeah. The Vineyard. What it
Mhm.
was called?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The pastor from that church was the one that married us.
That's right. It was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Forgot about that.
So he was kind of going. He even was kind of learning like a lot of stuff, because I think mom and dad gave him a DVD series on prophecies from David David Asherick. Yeah, and he liked it because he
Really?
he liked how David Asherick like taught,
Oh yeah. He's
spoke.
super charismatic.
Yeah, so
That's how he gets people because.
yeah, he liked it. And
Yeah.
one time we were at the pool in our complex where we lived, and there was a lady, and we struck up a conversation with her, and my husband was just learning all these Adventist stuff. And she said, he's like, "Oh, you go to church?" I don't know how the conversation came up. And she said, "Yes, I go to this church so and so every Sunday." And he goes, "That's the wrong day to go to church, right?" And I was like, don't say that.
That's so funny.
Don't say that to people.
Uh,
That was too
Super
funny.
honest.
And so yeah, he was like learning, but he never like fully bought it or anything like that. I think he was just trying to humor me mostly. Oh yeah, let's go, because he's like, well, I believe in God. I love Jesus. Um, why not like go to church? And we did it for a while, but we just weren't consistent. Like, it was
Yeah.
more of a take it or leave it for him. Um, I just was concerned, like, in my head, I was like, oh, I know I have to get closer to God because now I have a family.
Yeah.
Because he's got children, so I have stepchildren. Like, I have a family. I'm like responsible for a family, and I should do something so that we're all closer to God. But I don't think my stepchildren really like going to church or anything like that. I mean, sometimes they would, but they just wanted their kids. They want to do all their stuff. Um, and I was kind of like getting dogmatic about going to church, like, oh, we have to go, we have to go, you know? So,
Really?
yeah. I just wanted to like, do something that was good for them.
Mm.
That's how I grew up, right? Thinking that that
Yeah.
was good. So, like, that's how you're close to God, you go to church. So, I just wanted to bring that into our family. Um, but it was definitely like a tension, like, you know, they were okay with going, but they didn't want to go every single weekend or something like that,
Yeah.
you know? And then we moved. Oh, yeah, COVID came about, and yeah, so I wasn't like a super faithful Adventist or anything. I was still doing things
But
that Adventists want to do.
a, you already had a baby then.
Right. So I had my baby, and
Did you
then
feel like you had to get more serious because of that? Well, you kind
yeah,
of already went through that with the girls because you guys
yeah.
had shared.
So yeah, I feel like we were going, but we just weren't consistent. Like we wouldn't go every single Saturday. Are you? Do you need to go? No,
I don't think
Eric.
so.
Anyhow, um, but yeah, when we definitely like didn't go is when we moved because of COVID. So he had gotten a brand new job like right the
Mm.
month that COVID hit. And so
Oh,
last
I
one in,
see.
first one out, so he lost his job.
Mm.
He was at a company for a very long time, and then this job was the higher paying job that he'd been wanting to get for a while. It was kind of doing like a similar thing, but yeah, he got it, and then COVID hit, and then they let people go. So then he started doing some other like side jobs and stuff like that. Um, but then he started talking to a family member up north in New York, and we decided we were gonna go there and try to make something happen. And that's when we left.
Mm.
Yeah, which was a big mistake. That was a huge, huge mistake. First of all, we shouldn't have left because he had the kids here. And somehow in our head, we're like, oh, we're just going to go for a little bit and then we'll come back. They're in the era where they want to be with their friends all the time anyway. They weren't wanting to come over on our weekends that much, and they starting like their schedule started to get busier, and like they just were talking about not coming as much in like the schedule. Like he had shared custody and he had a schedule, but they were talking about that, so we're like, oh, we won't see them as much anyway, so we'll just go
Mm.
and then we'll be back. Big mistake. Because it doesn't matter, right? It would have been better for them if we had been here. So there's a lot of it cost a lot of like broken relationships and hurt and all that we're still dealing with, because when you're not submitted to God and you make decisions on your own
Mm.
and you make the wrong choices, even when you repent from that and you um even if you apologize or something, you still have to put up with the consequences.
Yep.
You can't escape those. So it's been hard in that front. Um, but we ended up being in New York for a very for a very short time.
Yeah.
But in that time, our marriage was in huge trouble.
Mm.
And I won't go into details because, it's a two people problem. So
Long story.
it's a long story. And, part of it is not for me to tell,
Mm.
you know. But it got to a point where I felt that I had no choice but to leave New York. And like I said, we were not going to church when we were there at all, not even close. Um, so I decided to leave New York with my son and um, and join our parents in Utah,
Mm.
and, and try to see what we were gonna do as far as like how we're gonna resolve these issues that we have.
Mm.
And it was really, really hard. A lot of uh, pain and suffering. I did a lot of dumb things out of self-interest and what would you call it, like when you're hurt and you want to lash out.
Yeah, but you don't have to go into that.
No, I don't have to go into that. I'm not gonna go into that, but I did things that are not uh, Christian like. I would say,
Yeah.
you know, that definitely wouldn't be something that God would say, "Oh, well done," approve of. Uh, People in the world may look at that and be like, "Oh no, you are within your rights," or just make excuses for what. But in reality, I just acted out of selfishness. And the people that are close to us and know us, they know what I'm talking about. Um,
Yeah.
but that's when a friend of ours um, recommended I speak to some people that had that were I guess the way she described it was these people have a ministry, and this couple specifically works with couples that are going through troubles in their marriage,
Mm.
and they can help you. So she got me in contact with them, and they are part. I don't know if like how much part of it they are now, but tangentially they were part of the Love Reality
Mm.
ministry. And honestly, I do think to this day that God used them
Oh yeah, for sure.
in a very profound way, and in many ways. Like God was speaking to me through them.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that because
And they were Adventists, right?
they're I think they're still Seventh-day Adventist. I'm not sure. I probably should follow up with them more to see where they are and all that, and just send them some.
But at that time, at least, or
At that time, at least, uh, they were Adventist.
mm.
Um, I can even I can even link in our description. There's their podcast where they go through their story
Okay.
and kind of explains kind of how they helped me. But um, there was a situation where I just like I was at my wits end, and I was very distraught, and I was like just walking around mom and dad's neighborhood, and I was talking on the phone with them, and they did a prayer with me that I literally felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders.
Mm.
And the prayer was like the so I'm trying to remember exactly, but it was they were telling me that we believe a lot of lies and traps basically that the enemy lays for us, and we take on identities that the enemy basically lays out for us, and that's
Mm.
what we walk around with that. And they say we're going to do a prayer, and we're going to talk to God, and we're going to ask him to reveal to you what are those traps for you, or like what is that identity that you're
Right.
carrying around, and you're going to tell us what it is basically. And when they said it, I can't remember exactly the words. I said control.
Uh, you're a control freak.
Yeah, like I want to control everything around me, and like want everything to be perfect, and always feeling like I can't measure up. So when I said that, and they said, "Well, um, I'm trying to remember exactly the words, but something to the effect like basically thanking God that that was the old me, like the old Andrea, the new one
Mm.
was not in control, and that God was in control."
So you were supposed to let that go.
Mm-hmm. And it was like poof.
Okay, and how does that connect to the
So
questioning of the
so they invited me, I think, to like they have some like video, like
like
um
Zoom meetings?
yeah, Bible
Oh,
studies.
oh,
So
okay.
they invited me to that, and I started listening in. And I think they were talking about Romans.
Hmm.
And when they were explaining Romans and like talking through Romans, I was like, wait a minute. Basically, I was seeing for the first time that it was done. Like, it's not like when you accept Jesus, you go from death to life,
Hmm.
and it's done. Like, Jesus forgives you, and you basically don't have to be like worried about somebody keeping tabs on you, like an angel keeping tabs on everything that you
Yeah,
do.
writing in book.
Writing it down in a book, and you just go from death to life. You're saved. Like assurance
Hmm.
of salvation, basically.
That's right.
And that's what I was understanding through that Bible study. And it started in the back of my head. I was like, wait, if I have gone to this church for the majority of my life, I think I know the Bible because like I
Hmm.
said, I know all the stories and all that. Um, then why is this so different? Like,
Hmm.
haven't I read this before? Like, why does this sound so different? And that's where I started going on my quest of finding out why.
Where were you going? Like Reddit?
I started going on Reddit. I started reading, obviously reading the Bible. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I have to read this
Yeah,
stuff
you have to read it yourself.
because I'm like, what? How can this be so different than the concepts I have in my head if I grew up in a Bible believing church that
The
taught
closest
the
to the
closest
Bible.
that taught the Bible all the time? How am I reading this stuff and I feel like I never heard of it before?
Yeah.
So I kept going for a while, but that's when I started not only reading the Bible, but then also going to find out, like on forums of ex-Adventists, like what they were saying. And a
Hmm.
lot of the Ellen G. White stuff came up. That's how I
Yeah, of
found
course.
out.
That's the first one.
Yeah, that's how I found out about all her fraudulent activities, her copying of other people when
Hmm.
she's supposed to be a prophet. And and said to myself, well, if um, it seems to me like everything I've been taught has been through the lens of her writings, and if that's so different from when I'm reading from the Bible, that means I have to I have to put all of that aside
Mm.
and just read the Bible for myself. And I started
Kind
from
of like
top to
start from
bottom.
zero.
Start from zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I started. And the the big thing for me is like that I saw at the end of my first read through
Hmm.
through the Bible was that I was starting to see kind of like a picture, and the picture that was showing up for me was like, okay, so Adam and Eve sinned in the beginning because they wanted to be their own gods in their own lives. And then because of that, they sinned and we were all separated from God. Um, and God, in His grace, wanted to rescue us because He loves us.
Hmm.
But He is wise. He knows how depraved our hearts are and how much we would continually want to be our own gods,
Mm-hmm.
like the rulers of our own lives. And so I feel like there was a picture of covenants where like continuously God is giving grace and we're failing, but that should serve for us to realize that we can't do it, because in the covenants that he had with Abraham, they they almost got messed up because of what they decided to do. Like Sarah and Abraham decided to want to fulfill the God's promise for themselves.
For themselves, yeah.
Yeah, like every time we kept trying to be our own God, like decide our own destiny, like we wanted to be the protagonist. I'm the one that does it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that saves the day. I'm not gonna wait on God.
It's that control too.
Yeah. And yes. And then we had the people that God called for himself,
Mm-hmm.
um, that came from the fruit of Abraham, or the descendants of Abraham, the people of the promise, right?
Yeah.
And if it looked like to me like he was taking them as like a sample
Yeah.
population,
Mm-hmm.
like a sample population, and
They
gave them,
represent humankind.
they represent humankind,
Mm-hmm.
and gave them the opportunity to do it for themselves. Okay, you want to be like me? Here is a sliver of what it would take to be righteous like me. And nobody could ever do it
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't do it. Like anything that we could do would fall short. And then there's a second covenant, which in my Adventist upbringing, I feel like we never talk about a second covenant. Like if it was mentioned, it was very surface level.
It's what they call the new covenant, but
The new
it's
covenant.
because you have the Abrahamic one, which
Mm-hmm.
that one's still going on and it's
Mm-hmm.
unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Then the one in Sinai, the
Mm-hmm.
Moses one, and then a new one which was spoken of by the prophets.
Mm-hmm. The
And
perfect one,
yeah, a
because that
better one, yes.
a better one is the perfect one where God saves us. He
Mm-hmm.
does the thing, what we can't do for ourselves.
Yeah.
So that picture emerged from the pages to me. It's like, oh, so it's like we wanted to be our own gods. God showed us how short we fall from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave us salvation to be reconciled to himself through the better covenant.
Yeah.
So everything changed. Like everything I believed, because I was like, as an Adventist, I had very much that understanding of like, oh, if I let go of this covenant of Moses, then I'm going to be a sinner. As a born again Christian, I'm trusting God that He's not going to lead me to sin. Like I
Mm.
can let go of that one because I'm in the better one where He does the
He
work.
already did it. Yeah.
He already did it. And then He is the one that also produces the fruits. It
Mm-hmm.
says that He prepared good works for us to walk in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trusting God. I'm not trusting myself anymore, having to
Mm.
keep certain things.
So was that like immediate? Like you realized that and then just, or was that like,
Well, I feel like immediate and not immediate. Like it clicked, but then also like it was like a slow wash
While
over
do while
me
you were doing the research, right?
in the research and the reading of the Bible.
So when was it that you said that's it? I'm out.
Oh, for me, for just at the very moment that I realized that Ellen G. White was a false prophet, and that
Okay.
everything that we believed was through the lens of her writings, I'm out. I can't. This
And
is
that
all wrong.
coincided with Mommy and Puppy, or was that much after?
That was like, I'm trying to think. I feel like it was like right before. Yeah, because I
Just
had
right
found
before.
out. Yeah, I had found out, and that's when I said something to mom that she at first didn't take too kindly. She
Oh,
didn't.
really?
I don't think she liked that I said it. She was like taken aback by it. But then they were going through their own stuff, and
What
somebody
did you
else.
say to her?
Well, I kind of told her that what Ellen G. White, I think, had just learned that said about the human and animal amalgamation,
Oh, yeah.
which is like, to me, like, God created us. He knows that's not something that he created. Like,
Yeah.
he knows that that's not
That's
our
not true. That's
biology.
not how it works. Yeah. It's not how it
That's
works.
not our biology. So why would a prophet of God think that? Like, wouldn't he correct her? And then I found out other stuff that she said that was clearly
And
racist.
she
So
kind
it's,
of did, like, not correct herself, but said different things
mm-hmm,
after about many things.
mm-hmm.
But it's like the crazy stuff that was said was never really addressed. It was like shoved under the carpet,
Yeah, to me, the
right?
toothpaste was out of the tube. So
Yeah.
you can't take that back. Like, you're saying that you're inspired by God, and you're
Um,
saying things that are just not biologically possible. Like, she didn't know that, obviously,
no, of course.
but we know that. So, and then the racist comments that she made about people marrying us. So I said, she's racist. She was racist, right? So I think that's kind of like what I said. And I want to say, like, the next day after that, I sent them the Test the Prophet channel,
Yeah.
because that was after I had watched that too. And they didn't say anything to that,
I
or
think you sent that to me too,
yeah,
but I don't think I watched it immediately.
yeah.
I think it was a long while went by before I actually watched it. But I think I watched something else by accident
Mm-hmm.
from the cultish show when they had the two ladies
Yeah.
from FAF. So I watched that by accident because I used to listen to the cultish show. They would talk about like LDS and
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that I always found super interesting.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second, you're talking about my religion now? Yeah,
Yeah. When I started doing that, I found a lot of similarities. So I used to not only go in the ex Adventist Reddit, but I used to go to the ex Mormon one,
oh yeah,
which is much bigger and it has a
oh
lot
yeah.
of interesting stories. And then I used to listen to the Mormon Stories podcast, because I could relate, like, high demand religion. I felt like we
Hmm.
were like the little cousin religion. Very similar things. Um, but yeah, that's how it happened. So I guess it's true when they want to blame love reality. The conservative Adventists want to blame love reality for things. I mean, for me, it was
They're
like,
right.
I still, I, love reality and then right out the door. But it's not, for a lot of people, it's not like that. They stay.
No, it doesn't work like that. I
Yeah.
feel like It might work more the opposite way, where it might catch people who are already questioning, and it's a
Hmm.
way for them to keep them in,
To
because
pacify.
it's like an alternative to the,
Yeah.
fundamental one,
Hmm.
and it's like you're still in
Yeah.
the club.
Which
I
I watched. Did you watch the show, the episodes that Mike Colburn and Ryan Day? Ryan? Is it
I don't
Ryan
know.
Day? Did
Yes.
about. Did you watch? I'm gonna drop him in in the description
Okay. Yeah, because I
because
might have not seen it.
they're really good. They talk about like the liberal Adventist and the Adventist 2.0 and the conservative.
Oh, okay. I might have not seen it. So yeah,
Hmm.
share that.
Um, Peter Dixon is at
Mm.
the SDA Q&A. Also has
Oh
been
yeah.
talking a lot about that.
Yeah.
And so, what I have to say about that, I mean, my opinions on that, kind of like evolve and all, but I feel like the conservative Adventists are like Regina George telling the progressive Adventists to stop trying to make fetch happen because it's not gonna happen. Regina George from Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. Yes,
Stop
I
trying to
do
make fetch
remember.
happen. Basically, like I I feel like at least the conservative, like the Ted Wilson Adventist, they're just honest about what Adventism is.
Hmm.
And I feel like the progressive Adventists are trying to make it into something that it's not. And they can't get mad when, like, you basically joined a club that has certain rules and you don't want to follow the rules. Get
Yeah.
out of the club.
Why stay? Just get out.
But I don't know. It's just, I don't want to be too judgmental on that because I feel like everybody's experience is a little bit different.
Well, a lot of these people think that they can change it from within,
Yeah.
but I don't
I
think
don't,
that's possible,
no, I don't think it's possible.
because you would have to like destroy it in order to change it. The things
Hmm.
that need to be changed are very fundamental. They're like literally the
The
foundation of it,
pillars.
the pillars.
That was
And if you knock those down,
yeah,
you
that
know,
was the thing for me. Like, if I take away Ellen G. White and I take away the investigative judgment and I take away Sabbath as the seal of God's remnant, which I have to take away all of that. It's just not
yeah,
biblical.
yeah,
Um, then what's the? I take away everything.
yeah, that's
I can't stay being Adventist. Like, what am I Adventist for? Oh yeah, I'm a. You know what? I'm a fan of I'm a fan of Inter Miami, but I don't like any of their players, and I don't watch their games, and I want them to lose every time. Does that make sense to you?
it doesn't. And to me, it's like you're having to, sure, you remove it from your own beliefs, right? You can
Mhm.
remove those things from your own belief.
Mhm.
But it's like at the same time, you have to kind of like hide them,
Mhm.
because you can make them go away, right?
Mhm.
And they're still there. They won't let you turn them down.
Mhm.
So I feel like you're having to compromise like your own integrity,
Yeah.
right? Just to help from within.
Mhm.
I don't know how you
And
can make
to
that work.
and like you said, to change it, you have to take away all those pillars. And if
Unless you
you
come out and say, "No, this is wrong and we need to repent for this," which
Mhm.
that should be what is done, right? So
Mhm.
that the whole group can be redeemed,
Mhm.
right? But it's not going to happen. And so if you're having to just hide those things or ignore, not talk about, right? It's not very honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's built on these boutique beliefs,
Mm.
these very exclusive beliefs that if you take them away, it's like, okay, then you're just a Christian that goes to church on Saturdays. If you take all of that away,
Which there
then
wouldn't be any problems with that.
right, there wouldn't be any problems.
No.
Then you're just a Christian. What is the need for being a separate denomination? Because
There
there's
isn't.
there's
And
plenty.
I'm not saying that you couldn't still have a different
Hmm.
denomination,
Yeah,
but
there's
you're not
plenty
a
like.
true born again Christian church. You're not,
No.
right?
There's
Because if
and
you don't
there's we
come up
can.
and say, hey, we made a mistake here, these
Yeah,
things are actually wrong and very problematic,
yeah, and
then
some
you
of
can't,
them blasphemous,
very problematic,
like
very
blatantly
wrong.
blasphemous and very unbiblical and altering the gospel, which is really really bad.
Hmm.
It's really bad. So I mean, that's my point. Like, if you take away all that, then there's no Seventh-day Adventist church. You could just be a non-denominational church that goes to church on Saturdays.
Hmm.
That's all that's left. Which there are already non-denominational churches that Bible churches that go to church on Saturdays.
Hmm.
I know of a
And
few.
what I suspect is that a lot of these people actually stay because of that, because of the Sabbath,
Hmm.
right? I'm sure that there's people who know that plays no role in your salvation, but then there's still a lot of people who are like, just in case, right? And are you
Hmm.
really believing? Are you really trusting if you still have to have that just in case?
Hmm.
That's why, in my opinion, like people who come out of that should just like go to a Sunday church. Don't try to
Yeah.
do the whole Sabbath thing
Yeah.
because you might be doing it
Yeah.
for the
There's
wrong reasons.
there's a lot of Sabbath idolatry. I'm just gonna be blunt.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of Sabbath idolatry in the church. Like, Jesus, we are under a new, better covenant where Jesus is our Sabbath, and you're clinging to the creation instead of clinging to the Creator.
To the old thing.
You're
Like that
clinging to the
pastor
shadow.
from have you been listening to is it called Athey Creek
Hmm.
in Portland? How the
Yeah.
pastor said, like, what if I went up or my wife came up to me when I come home from work and she can see my shadow. And instead of coming to give me a hug and a kiss, she goes and kisses the shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember he
Yeah.
said that? I don't know if you still know. It's really good. We gotta link that one too.
Yeah.
He's doing a series on Galatians.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
It's
good.
fire. But yeah, basically, you're idolizing the
It's very
shadow
nice.
when we have the substance now. It's Christ. And I feel like maybe other people can go to church on Saturday and it's not an issue for them,
Which other people do.
which other people do. But
Like
for
they have
Seventh-day
services.
Adventist, I feel like it's,
You have to break up with that idol.
yeah, you have to break up with the idol. Yeah. I even feel
Yeah.
like it's beautiful if you want to turn off your phone. Like, if you want
You
to
can do
do,
any other day.
and yeah, you can do it any other day. You could still do it that day if it wasn't because
That
the
just in
church,
case.
has made it an idol.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Like, the Bible says that the Holy Spirit is our seal, and we're the Holy Spirit. I don't know if people forget, the Holy Spirit is God.
Yeah. And he says can't blaspheme the
He's
Holy Spirit.
he's God. You're taking something that belongs to God and putting it on His creation.
Yeah.
Basically, the time and space continuum that He created, like a day of the week, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Does Eric want to go to sleep? It's late already.
Yeah, it's a little late.
I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, we'll continue. I wanted to talk about some other stuff that happened during the week.
Well, we've pretty much gone through like our whole life. So I think we're
Yeah.
done with
Well,
introducing
I
her.
didn't tell my part.
Oh, right, right. You still have to
Yeah,
tell
but
your
I
part.
can. We can leave that for the next time.
Yeah, next episode. Next episode, we're gonna talk about how you got out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Yeah, which mine wasn't that interesting, but it was. There were some things that I saw that I was like, but anyways.
It was interesting. I think it was interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody saw this or will see this, we hope you haven't been offended by anything we said. We want to stress that whenever we speak of any religious system, we're speaking about religious system. We're not speaking about the people in it. Like, um, I still believe God has His children everywhere, and He's
Mm-hmm.
calling them to Himself, and He's calling them to truth. Uh, we hope that you grab on tight to Him, and you hang on to Him, and you read His Word, and you get to know Him better and better. Get to know this Jesus that you love through His Word. Um, uh, and yeah, we're not talking about you. You didn't come up with these doctrines. You didn't come up with these teachings. It's not you. It's just an identity that you've taken for yourself, but you're a child of God first and foremost. Anything else you want to say?
Amen. No, you pretty
No?
much said it all.
Okay. We'll see you next week. I'm so tired. If
Me
you can
too.
tell.
It's very late. It's way past my bedtime.
Mine too. Well, love you all. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.